Alrighty, hello, happy week 10. Oh my gosh, we're getting to the end here. Alright, so this week you guys are reading chapters 9 and 13. Obviously come prepared to class, come prepared to our collabs or whenever we talk this week. You're gonna be quiz, and then you have two big assignments due this week. So this week's intense, I'm not gonna lie, guys. So on Tuesday you're gonna have quiz number 4. That's going to be on weeks 8 and 9. You guys are going to take that normal time, 8 to 9 a.m. No open notes on this one, unlike last week's. Then you have 2 voice threads on Wednesday and then Thursday, one on safety and one on professional organizations. Comment on each one on each separate day, or whenever you get the chance on that day. Make sure you are commenting or leaving a question or whatever it is for your attendance. And then on Friday we're going to do a review of this week and this week's content, and then we'll go into what all next week's going to look like with reviewing and the final exam, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go over the 2 assignments you have this week. That way you guys have a good understanding. And if you have questions, please ask. All right, so first is the case study for this week. So finally, your last case study with Susan. Just want to make sure I wasn't lying. All right, so you guys are going to be talking about the grief stage that Susan's in, which is from a few weeks ago. How to apply therapeutic use of self, how to advocate, collaborate, empathize, encourage, instruct, and problem solve with all of the, you need to show how you'd use therapeutic use of self with all of these. How would you apply each mode of interaction to Susan? How would you develop rapport with Susan? Tell me what you would do. And then how would you build trust with Susan? How are you going to get her to trust you? How would you demonstrate active listening when Susan says this? How would you tell me how you demonstrate your active listening? And then what kind of safety considerations would you need to consider when you're working with Susan? So all these need to be answered in complete sentences. Good spelling, good grammar, and also good application of all of these things for the full points here. And then the other assignment this week is going to be your case study assignment. So let me pull up the grading rubric first. So this is the grading rubric. If you do everything that is in all of these points here, you will get the entire, I believe it's 100 points, okay? As long as you follow each of these things that are listed here. So it needs to be organized, it needs to be clearly written really well, it needs to show a comprehension, it needs to kind of flow through each thing. And I'm fine with it if you do scenario 1 and write the scenario and then talk. That's fine with me, totally fine with me. So you need to identify whether it's an ethical distress, ethical dilemma, or locus of authority, and then tell me, need to tell me why. Because sometimes there are a few that could be both, but you need to tell me why you picked one of these things. You need to use 2 to 3 code of ethics involved in each of these. So it must be 2 to 3. If you have 1, you will not get all the points. You need to go over the accurate description of what the problem or issue is. Did you pick up the right problem? Were you totally off on the problem? And then your course of action. If you have all of those for each of the 4 scenarios, you will get all the points. You need to follow this rubric. Need to. Okay. I don't think there's a page. There's no page. Oh no, I'm sorry, I lied. It's 5 full pages. So this needs to cover 5 pages. I don't believe, let me check one other thing to make sure doesn't need to be an APA format. I don't remember. But spelling mistakes are going to count, so please make sure you read over these before you turn them in. All that good stuff. This kind of goes over again what we'll be looking. I lied. It is an APA format. So paper needs to be 5 pages and it needs to be an APA format. That means it needs a a title page. It doesn't need like a cover or an abstract, just a title page. It needs to have the correct headers and footers. It needs to have the correct page numbers. If you don't know about that stuff, you need to go onto the library and get help with that. They have an awesome template that you can use and just fill things in, but I will take points off if it's not an APA format. You guys have to start doing that now because you'll be doing it for the rest of your time here. If you have questions on it, again, let me know, but the library and the Learning Center are great resources as well. Again, if you follow that rubric, you'll be good to go. And here are the 4 cases. You're going to be doing all 4 of those, okay? If you guys have questions, again, just let me know. This is a 100-point assignment, so if you don't turn it in on time, or if you don't do it, it's really going to hurt your grade. Okay. All right. So I think that's the biggest things from this week. They are due the Sunday, normal Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Okay, if you have questions, let me know. I'll see you guys later this week.